God, this light's a bit insane, isn't it? Hey. Light's a bit weird, isn't it, I think? My face really like, hang on. How's everyone doing? Oh, that's sweet. Thanks, Egyptian warrior. That's kind of you. How are you all doing? There's 5 of you in here and only one person talking. Awkward. How are you guys all doing? Hey. Oh no. Oh no. What was that today? Oh, that's awful. Sorry, working while you listen. Mona, not a problem. Don't get caught. Shouldn't say that, should I? Egyptian warrior, I'm really sorry to hear that. Goodness me. This energy is insane. This energy is no joke. This energy is no joke. I got the call at 6 a.m. That's horrible. So sorry. Hi, Adela. Happy Wednesday. Well, it's a weird one. It's a weird energy. We've got Libra moon at the moment, very up and down. We've just had Saturn and Jupiter conjunct Sun. We had Venus conjunct Pluto, and the energy is, it's like a weird karmic reset. My website got hacked and I've got a stalker, a female stalker. So if any weird messages come on here, and I'm locked in a house still, I'm still in lockdown. So if any weird messages come in, just, I'm going to, oh, bless you, Özlem. Welcome. Hi, Dina. Oh, oh, goodness me, Egyptian. Hello, Jessica. So I've got a few announcements to make, guys. I'm going to be really honest with you. I can't keep on this channel doing lives. It's actually affecting my channel, because what's happening is it's the algorithm that's screwing things up, where people are not finding the channel because I'm doing lives. So I'm going to have to move the lives to my Instagram, because it's as you can probably see, my subscriptions have gone up from not doing lives. So if I'm trying to get messages out, what do? Do you know what I mean? So my guys are like, put it on Instagram and then carry on what you're doing on here. So if you don't already know my Instagram, it's x_Jale_x. Should be linked in the description. My website has been hacked. Don't use my website. Email me, jalepsychic@yahoo.com. That's a long story. I've had to go and speak to the people. I'm now not using that website, and I won't be for a while. So do not book through that website. Come through to my email, and luckily I figured it out very quickly, but there's some weird energy around. So people that are greedy, that want to capitalize on people's work, and obviously not good. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be not doing it every week, because I'm in lockdown still, which is hard enough, and I have to live with other people who, at this point in time, the whole house is quiet because they're all locked in. It's not fair for me to keep doing this every week. It's not fair. I've got to live with people, and it's getting very difficult because we've been in lockdown almost a year on and off, right? So I have to be considerate. So what I'm going to do is the next live will be the last Wednesday of the month, which will be the 24th. Okay, so the next 2 weeks, there won't be any lives. And the next live will be on the 24th of February on the Wednesday, but it will be on my Instagram, x_Jale_x. There won't be any more lives on YouTube for the time being, because it's affecting things to the point where there's no point. If people aren't finding the channel until I don't do lives, which to me is ridiculous, which is why it's taken me so long to build up my subscription. So it's messed with the algorithm, basically, which is why I'm not going to be doing lives on here at the moment anymore. So if you want to follow me, as I say, x_Jale_x should be in the link in the description box. So yeah, Wednesday, and it will probably be, I'm going to give you a heads up on Wednesday, the last Wednesday of the month, which is the 24th, as to what the March will be. Because if I'm still in lockdown, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to keep doing lives. I can't. Like, I have to be aware of other people in my home that also have to have some peace. If I'm talking and I've got clients and then I'm still doing a million lives, it's not fair. I've got to balance this. So I will be giving you an update on the 24th, whether it's 1 a month, whether it's 2 a month, whether it's 5 a month. All right. So keep posted for that. So that's the announcements. Meanwhile, I'm sorry that I took a few weeks off. Again, we're in lockdown. We have been locked down for almost a year, on and off. It is pretty bad here, energy wise, and I have to look after my energy too, you know. So apologies, but that's just the way things are going. I can only do what I can do. So yeah, so we're going to jump into a reading today. Okay, so it's the last one on YouTube, guys. Let's jump in. Let's see what the messages are. We've got the Chariot here. Moving away from things, ironic. Moving away from things that don't serve you is what they're talking about here. This is the guides that I'm referring to. They're talking about consolidating your effort. Thank you so much, Adela. They're talking about consolidating your efforts, putting all your energy into. It's like if you've got 3 things you're putting your energy into, bring it back. You need to bring the energy back. Oh, bless you, Joy. That's sweet. Bring your energy back. This is a major karmic reset. Because we're in Mercury in retrograde until the 20th. Oh, thank you, Quintina. Because we're in Mercury in retrograde until the 21st, we're being pulled back to things that are unresolved and that require your attention. Okay. So outdated belief systems, outdated relationships, outdated choices, because they're saying there's a pattern here that people are missing. It's interesting. It's like things are about to start moving forward, but people have not connected certain patterns with behavior here. And they're saying that they're trying to help people before they move forward about what exactly choices should be. Take your time. Brown is a really good color on you. It's actually orange, but I appreciate I appreciate the compliment. Okay, so we've got okay, so there's a pause here. I'm hearing disagreements. There's a lot of what is this disagreement thing? Okay, this is people's demons almost. And by the way, shout out to Danielle for the deck. This is the famous deck that we didn't use on YouTube yet. Someone is being told to hold fire here in a situation that is actually drawing out the last of these subconscious patterns of behavior. And until they've been drawn out, it's like that's why the spirit have put a pause on it, because actually to move forward, things aren't ready yet. So let's say, for example, oh, bless you. Let's say, for example, you're in a relationship or someone's in a relationship that they feel they're not moving out of, or maybe you're wondering why someone's not moving out of a relationship. There's subconscious patterns of behavior here that are still keeping these two people energetically linked, because it's still a negative thought process, which is why it's harder for them to leave. But this is the energy that's being presented is actually allowing this energy to stay stuck. And the main reason being is because they haven't quite figured out why. And so if they haven't figured out why, they're more likely to repeat it again, which is why there's a pause, which is why, again, Mercury retrograde, perfect for understanding this. So if things aren't moving in relationships, that's why. Defensiveness. They're trying to defend their position and waiting. They don't understand why either. They don't understand why they're defending their position. It's because they don't want to admit someone's invested in something for the wrong reasons. And it ties these two people together. It's a soul tie, and it's definitely not it's not twin flame. It's a soul tie. It's a karmic situation, where they're being forced to acknowledge outdated ways of doing things, which is why there's a pause here. Let's see what else they're going to show us here. Decisions being made about what to do and whether or not to renew or to... Very similar to the Pisces reading, actually, that I did from the 1st to the 15th. This is very similar energy. It's like, is it ready? And if it isn't, new cycle. So if you haven't watched the Pisces reading, I would recommend that, because especially if you resonate with this energy. What are you trying to show me here? It's an easy way of investing. When you in order to break away from a habit, you have to make a concerted effort to reinvest in a habit. It's easier to reinvest than to break free. It's interesting. It's like, okay, it's like someone's slowly phasing something out, because it's easier to do that way, is how I want to say it. Someone's phasing something out. They're not as committed, which actually would show about this pattern. It will dissolve the pattern of behavior by doing it this way. It will be easier to break out of a situation. If you're looking to break out of patterns of behavior or habits or anything that you need to cut out of your life, this is the energy that's being presented at the moment, where it's going to start feeling easier to move away from that. It's asking for a new energy. It's asking, because it's basically a reset is what we're seeing. This is interesting. It's like trauma bonding is how I want to say it. It's trauma bonding. It's like people are bonding over their subconscious patterns here, and it's not out of love, it's out of fear. They're bonding over fear. But this is the thing, it's like a rope that's been kind of taut for so long, and the friction has created this kind of, it's like a break in the rope almost. Something has to give at some point, and it's almost ready, but it's just these two are still tied via trauma bonding and fear rather than breaking free, because neither of them are doing anything about it. It's reconsolidating energy. So yeah, this is a burden to break free. It's actually easier for people to stay in their pain in some occasions, in some situations, because then you don't have to do anything about it. You just stay in your pain. It's what you're used to, you know. People do that. And there's an avoidance of a loss, so they'll stay in pain, and then there'll be an avoidance of to step away from that rather than creating a new pattern of behavior. This energy is basically sort of making it easier to avoid a situation that, and it's not because it's a bad thing, it's because they don't want to create a rift or create change. This is an energy that's afraid of change. They're holding on to pain. It's a pattern that someone's used to doing. They don't feel ready. So if you have got a halt or a pause in a situation, that's possibly why. Someone feels like, is it the right thing? What do I do? And it's not because of the fact that it isn't the right thing. I mean, Mona, you're asking me specifically about you there. Everyone's going to be different. This is a general reading, but Page of Swords is about... This is an opportunity for these people to understand their trauma. I'm going to be honest with you, 99% of issues are a lack of awareness and perception. I'm going to be really honest with you. If you cannot understand where the other person's coming from, then my recommendation would be to understand them first, because there's always a reason someone's doing these things. And if you feel like you can't understand them, then that would be the first place to start. If at the point where you do understand why someone's doing something, then you set your behavior accordingly. And I'm not talking about playing games or pettiness. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because this has come up very recently, where obviously timing for readings about when people are going to get in contact with people, and usually no psychic will give the timing. But so again, it's been very obvious recently where people have, you know, struggled to understand why things have happened for a certain reason. And we can only take ownership for ourselves, right? We can only understand from our own perspective why we're doing a certain thing. What other people tend to do is none of our business, and we can only control what our actions are. So if you're getting people that are not wanting to see something, or not wanting to acknowledge something, or don't want to hear, see, and they just want to shut everything down, that's their issue. You can't sit and coax someone out of that. They have to be aware of that in their own time and pace. So in which point you would walk off and focus on you and your healing, so that it's not an issue and you're still working on you. But there's a very strong karmic energy at the moment where people think that there's it's like there's a miraculous kind of secret to someone's going to contact you, or a reconciliation, and it isn't. Again, it's like, I'll give you an example, is when I get, you know, people sort of females going, oh, you know, why isn't he doing this and why isn't he doing that? And then I'll give the perspective from his side, and it's still not understood. And then it's like, how can you understand this person if you're not viewing it from their perspective, which is 99% of arguments, right? But there's this spirit of basically trying to stop these patterns, because it doesn't go anywhere. It's not helpful. And people are so quick to point the finger and go, well, that's because he didn't do this, and this is because this didn't happen, and the dating 101 rule book says that they shouldn't be doing this. Great, but what about the spiritual 360-degree point of view? Because otherwise this is redundant. We've got to look at it from a higher perspective. Otherwise the decisions that are made and actions that are taken are not going to be understood. It's going to be confusing for everyone. But in this particular example, there's an old way of life that someone's struggling to let go of, because it's wounds that they still haven't quite resolved. So if this is your circumstance that I'm reading for, and it's frustrating for you to think, well, why aren't they letting go of this? Why are they? Because they have not healed yet. So in order for them to come forward to you, they're not ready. But if they do come forward to you, it means they're going to be bringing their wounds, which means you're going to have to then deal with their wounds, which means the whole reason why it's taken so long is obvious, because they weren't ready. So always, when you're asking to rush a situation, be very aware about what the implications are of that, because it could just be divine timing and this person is not ready. Because at the moment, we're in a situation with the whole world. Everyone's trying to rush everything. And brilliant, I get it, but there's a lesson in it. So this is a classic example where there's a karmic situation that is not ready, and it needs to be closed out properly. You can't force this, you can't rush it. It's not, because we've got a feminine here who's getting annoyed about why this is taking so long. And there's a karmic masculine, there's a divine masculine who's blocking and defending the right to take the time. Okay, so pushing someone to try and make a decision, or getting annoyed with them about why they're not making a decision, always refer it back to you, because if this isn't happening yet, it basically means that you're not ready as well. It can't just be a projection of, well, it's them that's not ready, it's all their fault, it's all this person has to be. No, because you're a reflection of that other person. So you have to really look at what isn't ready with you, which is where you draw your energy back. That's the most useful, because it is 99% of these situations are perspective. And actually, if you take a step back and look from a bird's eye view, it will become very obvious what the situation is. But people's emotions are so caught up sometimes that we project so much onto a situation that we don't realize our own influence into it. So just be aware of that if this situation or something similar resonates with you, you know, because you will actually do better to focus back on you and let this situation close out naturally. And I'm not saying, you know, oh, well, it's bad that you're involved or anything like that. What I'm saying is if this person has to close out an old cycle, then give them the opportunity to do it, because it's going to be needed. And you just focus on you, you know. It's interesting because my guy just said the waiting game, but this is not about waiting. And clients always ask me this. They're like, oh, well, what should I do? Should I wait? And I'm like, no. Why would you wait? You focus on you, because you're not growing then, are you? You're basically just kind of putting things on hold. So they're showing you a snapshot here of a situation that someone's in, that they're almost transitioning into this new energy, but they're not ready yet. And actually that new energy is going to be where your energy is at as well, but you're not ready, they're not ready. That would be why this hasn't come together yet. But there is definitely a burden over the next couple of weeks where there's going to be someone feeling this squeeze. Okay, so if this is your situation and over the next few weeks you're feeling the burden of this, try and draw that perspective back, because actually it's going to really help you. All right, and actually it's divine timing for a reason. It's going to help, you know, at the right time. So let's have a look and just see what it is you're missing, because it could be that you need to recalibrate as well. Let's have a look. Usually there's a dualistic aspect to it. So let's see what else. What else? What else, please? Okay. Oh, Lord, I knew this was going to come up. Okay, how do I put this into words? Okay, so do you remember we were talking about the last couple of... Oh, hello, Mia's dad. Hello, Mia. Yeah, do you remember we were talking about in Capricorn where we were internalizing something, and then obviously Aquarius season will be the externalization of that? I mean, this is definitely from a divine counterpart perspective what they're processing, because whenever you're confused, a confusion will present as an external issue. Okay, so for example, if your divine counterpart isn't in a place to extend anything to you at this present moment in time, it's because there's a confusion within them, which is effectively reflecting a confusion in their choices. That could also be a confusion within you. So if you're unsure of what's going on, keep your focus very clear, because we don't want to add to people's confusion, because again, it can actually manifest externally when that happens. If we're confused, we see an external, you know, reality of that, because of our reality is shifting very rapidly. And again, you could say that because of the severe circumstances that we're in, with the world shifting and changing, and there's a huge, you know, very kind of strong loss of life at the moment, it's because we're shifting as well, and we're going through a rebirth, and so it's there's an external representation of that. So what Spirit are basically saying here is that keep your inner focus very clear, because it's going to really help you within your external environment. I'm going to be really honest with you, between now and the 21st, we've got a bit of a bumpy ride. I'm going to be honest. I know I keep saying these kind of things, but after the 21st, it feels like a purge and a release, because again, we're going to be hitting Pisces season. Pisces season is that emotional kind of release. And I'm not going to lie, Pisces energy, for anyone who's got Pisces or 12th house in their chart, is very much about, it can be bits... when I went through my progressed moon in Pisces, my mind was blown. Just make sure that you're nurturing yourself, and you're not doing it in terms of, you know, you're able to self-soothe, and not like, you're not self-medicating or anything like that, like, you know, overeating, over drinking or anything like that, because this is the time of processing. and understanding. And then as we go into the end part of the 21st, when Mercury obviously goes direct as well, and then Sun in Pisces, things are going to be into this purged energy where there will be a realization of where the healing needs to be. So there'll probably be an emotional release here. So go easy on yourself, because again, the confusion, we just need to let that energy settle a little bit, but just try and keep and if you are confused, just try and focus on things that you know you aren't confused about. Like, if there's pick a thing in your life that you know is really consistent, like your work, let's say, or maybe it is your love life, and focus on that, because you know that that's something very guaranteed, let's say, because it will really help you and it will reflect in your external environment too. Because of the way the energy is shifting at the moment, we're kind of manifesting healing out as a collective. So just be aware of that. And if you feel like the reality is getting too much for you, just take a step back and look at it again, because sometimes it's really easy to be looking so much into something that we miss all the other information. So we need to take a step back. Even more reason, like, you know, where I was doing these lives 3 times a week, you know, same thing. It's like you can't consistently do the same thing over and over and over again and expect a new take on it. It doesn't work like that. So we have to look at breaking these habits, because this is the time to do it. It's about reshaping something that we need to or want to work on that has not been done before. The other thing I was going to say is I won't be doing Twitch either on Sundays. Before I forget, I won't be doing Twitch either on Sundays. The main reason being, again, is I have about 4 viewers. And as much as I appreciate those viewers, I could be putting that 2 hours into something else. So I got to be realistic, especially if I'm locked in a house for nearly a year. No offense to you 4 people watching, and I thank you for your support, but no, like, I've got to be realistic with it. So the energy here is about what are you wanting to co-create? This is about co-creation. All right. So how do you want to co-create your environment? Do you want to repeat the same issue? And the Pisces energy, that again, with that Pisces reading, is very collective. It was really collective when I was reading it. But they wanted me to bring that message through. And apparently this is a similar energy. Let's see what else they're going to tell us here. They're talking about having things on repeat. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Make sure what you're investing in has an investment back for you. And I'm not saying that as a kind of conditional love type thing, like, oh, we're only going to extend help to people. We're talking about you have to understand about the patterns, and that if you want to create a different pattern and a different reality, it starts with the self. It really starts with the self. And this is about awareness, the Ace of Swords. This is about inner awareness. Also, anyone that's planning to make quick decisions over the next coming couple of weeks about maybe new jobs or new avenues of, I don't know, study or new partnerships, just bide your time. This is the other thing I want to say. Bide your time. Things are not yet ready. I'm also seeing here that someone feels like they're putting, or it could be a collective of you, it feels like there's an energy here for people feel like they're putting a lot of work and energy into something and they're not getting much back. There's a frustration energy. No worries, Linnell. There's a frustration energy. All right. So bear that. I'll be really honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest. I've had an eye-opener the last couple of weeks where the greed is insane. So I went and stupidly went to go and get a reading in the last couple of weeks. What a joke that was. I've never been more disgusted in my whole life. Like, I've never. It was really, yeah. I was like, how do I put this into being polite? You could tell they had such contempt from their job. You could just tell that they did not want to be doing the job. And I kept my mouth shut and tried to be polite. And then when I tried to talk, they wouldn't let me talk. So I was like, just because my guards were laughing at this point, I'm thinking I should have this is why I don't get readings, because there's never any point, in my opinion, for me. And then it got to the point where I was like, can I just say something? I'm going to try and tell you something that might help you with your reading. And of course, as soon as I said that, I thought, Jale, she's just going to read into that the wrong way. And she went, I'm 51 years of age. I was like, I'm saying absolutely. I'm going to just shut up now. I'm just going to let you do you. Clearly you're not having a good one. Clearly you're not having a... I can do readings on myself, but I wanted to, God forbid, I wanted to treat myself, Amanda, because I haven't had a reading done in what, 2.5 years, maybe longer, 3 years, 4 years. So I wanted to just do something a bit different. Yeah, Laura, go for it. So can you do readings on yourself rather than others? Yeah, no, I can. Yeah. It's harder to do because your ego gets involved, but yeah, I do. That's what I've been doing, reading myself. I mean, I'm certainly not going to be going back to that idea again. That was and then just other situations like ordering stuff. You can just tell people I don't know. It's just, for me, it's obvious, but hey ho. What can I say? I leave it upstairs to deal with. That was up to them, right? So we've got the Three of Wands, Three of Cups. Right, okay. Yeah, they're talking about an investment in the self here. Something about let me just have a look into this. Yeah, Egyptian warrior. I would definitely recommend. I was so tempted to post about this company, and I thought, Jale, just leave it. Leave it. Let upstairs deal with it. But yeah, I was a little bit shocked. I'm not gonna lie. How do I put this into words? The same message is coming through, but they want me to re-add to it. There's a timing issue here, but let me just dig into this a bit more. I want to see what they're trying to... I'm glad you brought this up because many people are going through this. Yeah, Egyptian. Personally, I was disgusted. I really was. Did this happen to you too? Did this happen to you too? This is the thing. It's like, I'll be really honest with you. I have usually people that will ring me up at like 5 a.m. and be like, Jale, I need to have a reading now. And because I know them, I'm like, okay, like there's a vulnerability, obviously I wouldn't recommend doing that all the time. But if you feel like you have no one to go to, of course, like I'm not going to sit there and be like, bye, I'm going to bed, because obviously, no. I can't imagine someone coming through and me discussing anything like that with them, because I'm just like, this is the worst time to, if people, again, it's look at what's going on in the world. It's like, this is the worst time to do that kind of thing. But I feel like this is what I'm talking about with this karmic energy. It's like, and I'm sat here cringing going, I know I'm a mirror, and I know but my guys are sat here wetting themselves thinking, I know I'm a mirror, and I know that this person's digging a hole at the moment, because it's like the one time in 3 years I've reached out, and that's the way people are. It's like, that's not a good move. And she was so adamant to argue with me, and I just thought, Jale, just let her have her rant. But my guides were like, on her head be it, This is exactly it. And I had the same issue. I'll be honest with you, I at the end gave my opinion and just said, I think you might need a break, if I'm totally honest with you. And I get it, because everyone's doing a lot at the moment, but I think you may need to have a break. Like, but this is the thing, people don't want to see it. People don't want to see it. And that's in everything. I'm not just talking about work. I'm talking about, there's a lot of, I'm trying not to take it personally, because it's like people holding on to the old and they don't want anything to change. And so they're holding on, but we have to evolve. If we're not evolving, we're dying, right? And so, like, I'll give you an example. Like, if my guides have been on me for the last couple of weeks, they will be sort of like, calm down, and you need to recalibrate yourself, or you're not looking at this rationally. Like, they have no qualms with doing that, right? But then you have to be self-aware enough to understand what that relates to, and do you know what I mean? But because of the vibrational shift that we've got going on, there's a lot of people, it's like, again, it's that fear of holding on to the old, because the other way isn't known. It's an unknown, and this is a control thing. And again, for spiritually evolved, anyone going through any spiritual evolution, the ego has to be, it's like the people that I do my spiritual development with. And if any of you are in the chat who've had the spiritual development with me, you guys, and I can tell you're going to be like, oh my God, yeah, I know. It's like a roller coaster. You're holding on, because I'm not going to call out names, but it can be, because it's a whole total reality shift. You're opening your eyes up. And do you know what I mean? So the people that aren't ready for that, or haven't done the work, or aren't aware of certain shifts, it's harder for them. But because it's harder for them, rather than then going within and analysing it as I've recommended, they're projecting it all over the place, which is where you're getting all these trauma bonds and these soul ties that people don't want to let go of. So if you're feeling like that, this is why I'm just like, zip that up, throw it away, let upstairs deal with that. Because especially if they're psychic readers, then that's even more eek, because they should be the ones on the front line, really. But clearly everyone's struggling, so we have to be realistic. So if you're seeing anything like this at the moment, look and think, right, what am I missing? Now, for me, my guides are sat there going, Jale, you didn't need a reading. You just wanted to have someone else doing the work for you. What an idiot you were. You just wasted money. And I'm like, fair enough. Accurate. They're right. But they were laughing at the time, saying, well, exactly. What did you expect, Jale? What did you expect? You wanted to have a little bit of a pamper session without having to do the work, because you were just being lazy. So what did you expect to happen? So that's my bad, because it's like, you're right. Why did I not just read for myself? But for them, oh, Laura, are you joking me? My guides are, listen, if anyone knows the quit smoking story, you'll know what I'm talking about. They don't care. Like, they're not going to sit and go, come on, darling, let's just, they're not going to do it, because my guides are laughing now. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do it. Why would they? And spirit and anyone who's had my spiritual development classes in chat, how they talk. Listen, they're not going to pamper you and be like, yes, darling, of course. They're going to be like, no. And for people that aren't used to that, you'll be like, what do you mean? No, what do you mean? Oh my God, have I done something wrong? No, they're just being very straightforward. This is how they are. And again, anyone that deals with their guides, this is how guides are. They're not going to sit and coax you into something, making you feel better. That's just not how it works. Again, the light workers in the chat are going to understand what I'm saying. But so just be aware that there's a lot of this energy about at the moment, and don't take it personally. There's usually something that you can learn from it. And like I said at the beginning, go within and have a look at what it is you're missing. And usually there's something that they're missing too, I'll give you an example. The female that keeps stalking me on here, I gave her way too much time and attention, and now she expects it as if it's like I'm her personal energy point. That was my bad. That was me being stupid enough to think that helping someone to that over the, you know what I mean? That she'd know, because then you put the boundary down and then they get really offended. So true. That's me. We need to validate what we already know. I mean, it was more laziness for me. It was more, and let me try this out again. Do you know what I mean? 3 years ago, I tried it and it didn't go very well. And I was like, let me try this out again. Maybe they've got something else they can tell me. Yeah. what not to do. That was definitely, you know what I mean? It was, I was like, wow, okay. I'm never going to be hard on myself again for my reading. Like, legit, I'm just never going to. That was insane. Let's see. So yeah, just in general, the interactions you're having with people, just be aware that there's a lot of that energy around. Some of you, okay, I know what this energy is now. Some of you have got choices in love coming up here. You've actually got more than one option coming in, maybe already coming in. There's an energy of you choosing. Some of you actually have more than one choice in love. And if it isn't already obvious, you will have it soon. I wish I could tell you guys. I wish I could tell you something, but this is where it gets frustrating. Egyptian warriors clearly resonating with that message. Yeah, look, we've got the key female who is staying single deliberately to make a decision. No, I can't, Amanda. I really can't. There's no way, man. No. Listen, you're not going to hear nothing from me. I keep all my little... I'm a Scorpio moon. You're asking a Scorpio moon to say things. Absolutely not. Anyone who knows Scorpio moons, what is like, come on. The Scorpios in the chat are going to know what I'm talking about here. Absolutely not. See, Jessica, you've probably got all kinds of skeletons in your closet, haven't you? And you probably really enjoy holding all that SHIT close to your chest, like me. Oh, that was hidden. That one card was hidden. No, because this is not going to happen. Not going to. Yeah, Jessica, it's true. I don't do hints because it just ends up... I feel like it's bait. It's like when people go, oh, I can't tell you, but I will just give you a hint. Come on. You want everyone else to tell their secret. Listen, I don't need anyone to tell me their secrets. I know people's secrets. I know everyone's secrets. You don't have any clue who I kind of read for. Imagine a cross-section of society I read for. I have to be good with secrets. Otherwise, you wouldn't come to me for your readings. So of course, I'm not going to say any secrets. The Scorpio risings and all the Scorpio in chat know the crack. That you don't talk about secrets, especially readers know this. All the readers in the chat are going to know what I'm talking about as well. You don't talk about anyone's secrets, even your own. And this is why I'm good at my job, because I keep my own secrets very hidden. You'll never know. Right, there's an ending here. There's an ending, but do you choose? Someone closes out a situation in order to come to you, but do you choose that person or not? Do you choose that person? Someone's about to close out a situation here to come to you, but someone is also has another option. Yeah, I've got an 8th house north node too. So yeah, so that's even more reason with the Taurus south node where you need to be breaking away from habits, 100%. But yeah, I've got an 8th house north node. You're going to have an opportunity here to choose, but it's your choice. But someone is coming towards you. But do you choose them or do you choose the other person? This is about someone afraid of commitment. This is about someone afraid of commitment. Someone's taking so long to come forward because they're scared of commitment that you're going to have other options. You have better confidentiality than eternity or military general. Listen, I know too much. You don't want to know what I know. Trust me. Yeah, but yes, you're right, Charity. I do. I really do. So no one's getting nothing out of me, mate. Someone basically is struggling to make a commitment, and which is why they're holding back. But while that's happening, there's a thing. So I have other issues. I have a Scorpio Venus. Oh Lord. Yeah, but there's someone else coming forward. It's like while this person's lamenting about everything and procrastinating, there's a gap where there's a masculine that's going to come in and claim you. I'm telling you now. Dina, you know the crack with these guides. No, Dina, I can't, love. No, not a chance. Not a chance. No, I shouldn't have even said anything. I just next time you'll never know. Trust me, it will go. It will. No, because I can't. No. Right. Let's just see what else the guys have to say. We've got a card that's flipped. We've got a card that's flipped. The people around you don't even need to try to lie. You'll just come on. I already know. Yeah, if you ask my sister usually does. She'll contact me and say, I would tell you, but I think you already know. And then I go, is it this? And she's like, yeah. So yeah, you're right. Let me just see what card. There's a card that's flipped. Right. Now, this is the twist. Are you ready for the twist here? Because there's a twist. There was a card that was hidden in the pack until the right moment. And you know how these reading works. There's no coincidences. So let me spell this out. There's a waiting process because there's a situation where someone's trying to end a relationship to come towards you. In the meantime, you have someone else that's going to come towards you while this person's procrastinating. The flip side is that the reason they're waiting is because they're confused about someone, which is then adding to your confusion, which is, remember, we were talking about confusion earlier, which is why this other person is able to slip under the radar. Now, I would honestly say to you that this is karmic. And what I think is going to happen is come Mercury retrograde end of it, everything's going to be reverted to how it originally was. So this is a test. Well, I'm talking, I mean, this is the next couple of weeks, Charity. So this is it. This is why you need to tread carefully the next couple of weeks. So I'll rephrase this because I feel like that's gone over people's heads a little bit. Right. So if you are waiting for someone to come forward who is worried about commitment and who is in another relationship or situationship or whatever, they're biding their time, trying to work through it, but you're also having someone else coming towards you. If they haven't already, they will be, because they're going to capitalize on this person's confusion. And the reason they're confused is because they're in a karmic situation. So there's another person that's going to be coming towards you that's going to cause possible confusion with you. And at the end of the Mercury retrograde, everything will be reverted back again. So I wouldn't be making any decisions during Mercury in retrograde that include. So if you get triggered on Valentine's Day because this other guy came forward and this other one didn't, just hold your fire, like hold fire, because if you're confused, then it's essentially a manifestation point based on confusion that's creating more. Again, what I said, the internal reflects externally. So the confusion is going to be reflected outwards, and then you're going to be manifesting further confusion. Oh, Lord, Laura. I'm not, yeah. So there's eek, exciting, avoid another player, wait on divine masculine. Oh, heck yeah. I'm not gonna lie. This is the mother. This is the mother load of all. Imagine your fantasy. Imagine what you think you want in a person. That's going to be like some of you. It's going to be like, I'm not going to sit there and go, all 29 of you and the people that will be watching this afterwards, you're all going to have this scenario, because I'd be lying. 10% of you. Okay. This is going to be relevant. All right. But it's going to be the mother load of all love interests who are going to sit there and go, are you sure you want this one? Because here is the mother load. And I'm telling you, this is not a small little tiddler. And when I mean tiddler, I'm talking about a small fish. This is a whale. You're hooking a whale, right? And this sounds awful the way I'm talking about someone, but so The majority of you, it's a test. The majority of you, it is not great. The person coming towards you, it's going to look shiny and great. So you've got a dualistic mirroring situation going on here, okay? Which is what I was talking about, the internal reflecting on the external. For all of you that are sitting there going, why aren't the divine masculine wanting to come towards you? Are you focused? Because if you're not, and there's a confusion, then of course there's going to be further confusion. Charity. Do you know, that's just made me laugh. That it's difficult though, because I love attention. That's just made me laugh. Listen, this is I can't listen. I've got a fifth house son. I can't sit here and lie. Oh, man. What, Charity? What, I feel like I relate to that on so many different levels. It is hard. Because whoever this other masculine is, like I said, this is a big fish. This is like possibly someone that you've maybe wanting to, let's say your divine masculine is your ultimate counterpart. It's hard, girl. Exactly. It really is. Let's say the masculine is your ultimate counterpart. Send him to me, please. I'm tired. Dina, listen. Oh my goodness, why can't I say anything? This is so... One day, this is the problem with me, is I can never reveal it. I can't ever reveal anything because I will ruin my career. You know what I mean? Do you know how fucking hard that is? When, listen, even anyway, can I post you to him? So let's imagine someone, because for some of you, it's going to be someone that you've definitely at one point wanted to have taken an interest. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I fell into that trap today and I was like, what are you doing? No, don't you do this. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that they're telling me about it now and you guys makes me laugh, because I'm like, wow, thank God I didn't get a reading. Apparently this is mine. Charity, this is the problem. Okay, let me put it to you this way. I feel like it's a big test because I'm so over it. Right, well, this is exactly it. The other person that's going to be coming forward is very physical. It's karmic. It's sexual. I'll try not to give too much away. And Mum, if you're listening to this, switch off. And any of my family, if you're listening to this, switch off. It could be someone that you used to like. It could be someone that you've always had your eye on and that you just gave up, and then your divine masculine came through. It's a big test. It's not a small... Yeah, like anyone that you think would be... I mean, obviously you'd choose your divine masculine, of course, but it would be like, oh, if there was one person you could pick to go up against the DM, it would be that person, and you'd be like, oh no, but you know, maybe I should just speak to DM and be like, can I have a pass for this one person? Because it's like the mother lode of all like success stories. I don't know how else to say it. It's like, you've got mine, you're categorized. Listen, you don't even want to know about mine. You don't even want to know. So that is the karmic against the divine masculine. So it's, yes. So it's, if they're battling, this is mirroring. So if they're battling with a karmic about to leave, spirit are generating, if they haven't already, someone for you to then address and understand and see whether or not you would choose them or the DM. So there's a strong mirroring going on here with this retrograde. And if it hasn't already happened yet, it's going to be. All right. And now, again, I can't sit here and go, 32 of you, this is all going to be happening. No. And the rest of watching later, no, because I have to be realistic. But there's a large energy here that is... They're saying 60% of you that are going to be watching both now and also later. And it's not, and to be honest with you, I picked up on it immediately. I was like, this is a test, and the answers, I was about to say no, then I'm like, yeah, but I feel like I have, but I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be, I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be, how do I put it? See, I don't know if you guys are like me, and if you're not like me, you might not understand this, but it's going to be an ego test. Because let's say, for example, you was to speak to your girlfriends and you'd be like, oh my goodness, you never guess who just contacted me. And they'd be like, who? And then you gave the name and then be like, oh my goodness, like that you've dreamt of that person, or you wanted, you know what I mean? And that is how big it is. Well, Amanda, if you've already been tested, then this is going to be the high point of the test. Charity. Oh, this is hilarious. I thought, what sign are you? I feel like I can relate to that. I've got to be careful what I'm saying because I probably have people watching me. Hey, DM love. Oh, thank you, darling. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, when all this is over, maybe I will say this one thing to you. I'll have to say it on Instagram though. You know what I mean? Because I've got to be careful now. I've got to be. But yeah, so you. If there's any men watching this, I apologize, but yeah, I mean, this could be applicable for you guys as well. You know, that doesn't mean to say just because it's, you know, mainly a feminine energy, it doesn't mean to say it doesn't apply to you guys. Just telling the karmic, nah, you're sexy as if I'm being tested. They'd be like, yeah. So this is the thing. These whales, they're gonna come. I think there's going to be people sliding in DMs here. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm just seeing people getting... I feel like people's DMs are going to get lit up a little bit here because this is a test and a half. And this is the thing. It's like, for some of you, it's going to be really easy because it's definitely... This is devil energy. This is, if you could personify devil energy, it's definitely devil energy. Wow, well done, Amanda. You're dealing with a Sag and a Leo. Wow. That song Playing with Fire came in my head then by Plan B. That's the song I got in my head when you said that, Playing with Fire. Oof. So yeah, so the choice is yours. The choice is going to be yours. I'm just listening to the guides. And this is the thing. I'm going to say this. If you don't know who the second one is or the karmic is, it's going to be looking like the DM, but on a grander scale is the best way to put it. Egyptian Warrior, I did Big Brother, and my year was the Hunger Games, so it doesn't surprise me that I sound like this. I sounded like the Hunger Games. We have a spiritual war on. If you haven't already figured that out, this is definitely a very dualistic energy here. So just be careful because I'm not going to lie. This is where Pisces season is going to close out the chapter, in my opinion. But they're throwing in little tests beforehand, before the actual healing and purging can be started, once decisions are made. So the next couple of weeks are going to be very enlightening. We've got the moon on the bottom of the deck, so all is not as it seems. So just be careful. The choice is yours. Dum, dum, dum. Exactly. Yes, I totally appreciate your guidance, so no worries. If it's just casual that you're going for, obviously it's up to you. Personally, I would... God, be so careful what I'm saying. I've been dreaming about this divine masculine so much. I feel like he's always with me. Don't get unfocused because of the karmics, ladies. Get the whales. Give the whales the finger. Give the whales the finger. Don't start me off. Don't start me off with the fingers. Goodness me. Lord above. This energy, man. I'm telling you, this energy, you've got to be on guard because it's... Hang on, let me pull another card because I wanted to say something, then I'm like, let me just see. My guide's saying go ahead. This person is already looking at social media for you. For those who don't know who it is, they're saying majority of those people that don't know who it is, they're looking at your social media. You're telling me my one. I don't want to know my one because it's putting me off. Please. My guides are telling me information about me, which is throwing me off. I'm so ready for some excitement. Mama is a little bored. Dina, I'm telling you, I'm going to be careful what you wish for here, girl. Be careful. Be careful what you wish for here. Because I'm telling you now, like, this is no joke. Look, I'm still a woman with needs, Jale. Listen, I get you, but see, this is okay. Let me just detach from my situation and have a look at this, because my guides see, look, this is the thing. My guides are like, no, it's the same thing. So I was about to detach from my situation because I'm thinking, is it just me I'm reading this for? Is it everyone? And I detached. My guides were like, no, it's for everyone. This is a whale. This is not going to be a straightforward no. I'm going to be honest with you, because okay, I'll give it to you in terms of how I perceive it. I know this person is bad news. Like, I know that this is not a good idea, but there's something inside of me. But there's something inside of me. I like adventure, and that's what worries me. Because it's a bad choice, isn't it? It's because it's a bad choice. It's because it's like, and we've been locked in a house for a year, man. If you're locked in a house for a year, anyway, what they're saying is they're just basically saying the same thing. Be careful what you choose. Don't please yourself. Oh, no comment. Yeah, so just be careful with that one. Yeah, same here, Laura. Just be careful what you choose, because it's like, okay, you might just want the adventure, but I know I've got to stop saying whale. I know. Now I'm distracted. Cobwebs. Listen, no comment. No comment. Oh, Lord above. This is funny. Right, okay, so for some of you who think it is... if there's any men in this... if there's any men in this chat room... Listen, we look like freaking... the hungriest... Look, please... I'm in lockdown. Everyone's going to hate me with this laugh. Seriously. I'm in lockdown, man. I can't keep laughing this loud. Feel like 1, 2. Oh, Lord, I can't breathe. This is going to be... Right, I'm telling you, this is not an easy choice. And my guides are like, Jale, you need to be sensible because this is... Blah, 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 blah. So, like I said, they're telling me to tell you guys that it's definitely not going to be an easy choice. And if you want adventure... Oh, thank you, Angela. Okay, back to... My guides are telling me off now. Right, back to the seriousness of the message that they want to put forward in relation to this. Okay. They're saying that, in all honesty, it could delay the situation with what you want. So be very careful. Oh, look, that flame on that candle's going insane. We've got a fire situation here with this flame going mad. Oh, Lord above. But just, if you're going to go for this kind of thing, just be aware that there's going to be definitely some kind of... it's a test. Personally, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to lie. I don't know what I'm going to do, because this is the devil. See, this is my ego. I'm going to be honest with you. For me, it's going to be my ego. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I don't know, this is going to sound terrible. When I was younger, this is going to sound so terrible. I definitely had an ego issue, and I definitely had a point. I was a bit of a player, if I'm totally honest with you. And I say a bit, they're laughing at me as if to say, I used to, this is going to sound awful. I used to like, it's old patterns of behavior that are coming up to see if you've learned. Don't fall into that. Don't fall into that. If you've struggled with this kind of thing before, sexy whistle, I know, right? But this is, some of these energies, these masculines, these karmic masculines are, like, for example, you may have had people approach you from the past, right? But it's like the people in this Mercury retrograde are going to be like past life past. And they're going to be, like, for example, mine would be, this is going to be a story I could tell my grandchildren. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it would be huge. So it's not a small decision, in my opinion. They're saying, but my guides are saying, if my ego is judging it, it would be that kind of thing. But if it's my spiritual sensibility, then I know the answer, and so would you. And that's how they're giving me the information. So did you say, Dina, did you say, lol, try it? Listen, you got to be careful what kind of energy you're getting involved in. And I'm not saying you, I'm saying generally you. So the waiting for, I mean, it's not about waiting. It's about smoking them out. You're basically drawing them out because you've got a whale after you. Because the divine masculine is going to sense that, and they're going to be making decisions, making moves. They're going to sense it. It's not about making the decision. It's about them sensing that someone else is around you that is not just a doo-doo. If you've already been in that situation, either, I mean, it depends. It's going to depend. But whoever it is a big enough threat. It's about a threat to the divine masculine. If this person is not viewed as a threat, then no, it's not them. You know, but the energy that's going to be presented is going to be big. This is what I'm saying. If you do entertain it, then yeah, there's a delay from where I'm looking. I would call it, this is 100% alpha. Yeah, the on the food chain, whale, you know. This is not an option like that. People would just be like, this is someone that if people would see, they'd be like, that's not an option, that's the choice. But don't fall for it. Just, again, if you guys, and this is when I say this, don't sit, and if you definitely don't think your person is your person, like if you know or you aren't sure that this is your person, then this is not for you. I'm talking to the people who know this is my counterpart. I know this is my counterpart, right? I'm not talking about the people that don't know that. So just like I said, and I wouldn't make any decisions until after the 21st because we're out of retrograde then, which is why I'm going to be hiding my phone into the nearest lake. so I know I'm not tempted. And I recommend you all do the same. I'm joking. I'm not joking. I don't know what I'm going to do. So this is what I mean, because now I'm like, oh no, why did you tell me this now? Why couldn't you told me this before? And they're saying because they know that it would have thrown me off before if they said it to me, which is now why I'm annoyed with myself. Yeah, put the child lock on, change the password, post it to someone in a different country. You know, I'm saying this is what that my guides are telling me off again now. They're saying, no, that's not the point. This is about your choice. You've earned the choice. Oh wow, I'm privileged. You've earned the choice. You've earned the choice. Because of the circumstances that present, you've earned the choice. Just take a hammer. I wouldn't recommend that because that would just be a waste. But I mean, it's up to you, your phone. We've got the 9 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This is wish fulfillment. So when I'm saying to you guys, oh no, you know, it's not like this is an option and a half. This is not an option. This is the person. So you've been warned. What a way to end the last live on here, huh? And you have to let me know how this goes. If I can get on Instagram before that, I will. All right, because again, we're hearing back whether or not we're going to be out of this house on the 21st. So if I know sooner that I'm out of here, then it'll probably be easier for me to go to live. But so just remember, there's no Twitch streams now. It's just going to be Instagram. So X_Jale_X. I'm expecting everyone to fill me in on these options, stroke choices, stroke the tea. All right, guys. Anyway, hopefully this has been of some help. Take care. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time. Bye.